brand new brain tumor. And it's been a while since I sat and talked about my life, just like I always. Sorry, I don't even know if this is gonna work out very well. Oh look, a flower! It looks like I decorated. I did not. Oh look, it looks like I thought this through. No, didn't do that either. In fact, here's a cat. Oh, look at that. Looks just like the cat on my shirt. Oh, you gonna sit down? You gonna steal the show? Don't. She's gonna steal the show. I know it. But hey, I wanted to talk because stuff is happening in my life. And I disappeared for what? Like years, it feels like. I mean, I made weird tarot videos. And maybe I uploaded a few videos of my family. But I haven't really given too much explanation of my life recently. So since this is the end of 2022, let's catch you up to speed. Okay, I was diagnosed with narcolepsy and cataplexy. I injured my ankle and was in a boot for months. And then I injured my hip as well, and I didn't have to, but I did. I quit my job at H&M. I lost a ton of weight because I was sick, sad, and poor. I moved into a new place. I think that was also here, and I'm still here. It's been like 4 years since I've been at this place. I started dating my boyfriend, and then I got engaged to my boyfriend, and then we had a daughter, and she's adorable and wonderful. You want to come here? You want to be famous? Say hi. Can you say hi? Say hi to YouTubes. This is your debut. Oh, very good, sweetie. Very good. Can you say hi, YouTubes? Hi. Oh, she's still saying hi. A blessing on your head, Mazel tov. Head, very good. Very good. That is your head. What is that? Is that your ear? Ear. What's that? Is that your mouth? Say hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
I love that. And we're getting married soon, so there's that. We have a date set for September of 2023. But the thing I want to talk about today kind of makes life a little different. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I was recently diagnosed with a brain tumor. The song that's been over and over in my head, and I even made a TikTok on it, is "When I have a brand new brain tumor." Da 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 da. Here's the fun thing. September 2018 was the last time I had a brain MRI, and it was clear. Nada. Zip. Nothing. Niente. Nunca. Nothing? Yeah. Nunca. Oh my god. What's German? Oh. Ich weiß nicht. What about French? Do I know French? Non sais pas. No. I don't know. No sé. Oh, now I'm getting sidetracked. Now I've like switched from saying nothing in every language, and now I'm going to I don't know in every language. We get it, Susie. Oh, that's another thing though. I have a 218-day streak on Duolingo, so please, if we can take a moment, let's focus on the good for a moment. But anyway, brain tumor. So here's the interesting thing, and here is the reason I'm making a video about this when I haven't made a video about all the other significant things going on in my life. So the reason I chose this is because my video about having auditory processing disorder is one of my most popular videos on the YouTubes. And the specific brain tumor that I have is resting on my auditory nerve. So here's where the question. Oh my gosh. Hey, Cece. I gotta save my cat. Hey, stop that. No. Cece was eating this. It was like this far down. And if you don't know this about cats, they can't regurgitate things, especially strings. So it can get wrapped up in their intestines. I don't know if that's an old wives' tale or what, but it's not good. So I just saved my cat. Anyway. So I was diagnosed with APD. It took a while to even get that diagnosis. If you want to learn more about that experience, visit the video. I'll put a link in the description. I don't feel like reliving all that. However, there is a little nugget in there. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I saved a cat's life just now. Where was I going with that? When I have a brand new brain tumor. Oh, yeah. The audiologist that I was working with to get my hearing aid, specifically for my left ear, specifically for APD reasons. It helps my brain hear better. But again, I'm gonna try and not repeat myself, so please visit that video, learn, you dig. Moving on. So, the audiologist that I was working with, after a bit, they used a clip from that video as a commercial. Like a year later, they're like, oh my gosh, that was so kind of you. And I'm like, you found it? Because I wanted to keep it a secret. I just wanted, and it did. The universe just like sent it to them. They reached out, they asked if they could use it for a commercial. And I kid you not, I had not seen that commercial until like 2 years later. I really hadn't. So people, and I have a big star here, people, my chiropractor would mention, oh, I saw you on TV, you're famous. I'm like, am I? And apparently it's still running. But I'm still working with them, and I have new hearing aids now, and I haven't gotten a chance to talk about them. And they're unique because now I have two. Before I only had one. Now I technically have two, but I don't use the one. I tried to get used to it. I really don't need it in this right ear. Yet. Here's the downer. The brain tumor I have, apparently, and this is before I've met with the neurosurgeon, I meet with him early January. Nervous. But apparently, from the research I've done on the brain tumor they believe this is, it is resting on my auditory nerve and it's on my right side, which means I'm most likely going to lose the hearing on my right side. Which is interesting because we both know, just you and me out there, we all know that I'm using a hearing aid on my left side. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean? Okay, so let's talk about my brain tumor. Let's talk about what it is and what it's doing and what it's not doing. So my brain tumor, what they think it is a benign brain tumor known as an acoustic neuroma, also known as a vestibular schwannoma. I don't hate the name, schwannoma. It's got a nice ring to it, which I probably won't be able to hear unless I'm stuck with tinnitus. All right, so after researching this specific tumor, oh God, sometimes I don't like myself. I'm like, why do I say this? Anyway, I'm not judging myself. I love myself. I'm wonderful. I have patience for myself and my sense of humor that comes out of the blue and just makes me feel all over the place. Okay, so tumor. After researching the tumor, I found out that famous people like Mark Ruffalo and Elizabeth Taylor had this same tumor. So I'm not alone. There are others. And yes, I have been making jokes about hulking out. Because the Hulk. Okay. On a serious note, I have been so happy, guys. I've been so happy since learning I have a brain tumor. And so has my fiance, because we were getting into these little fights where we didn't understand one another, and apparently I would say things that I didn't actually say. It's a perfect environment to assume the other person is gaslighting you, essentially. But we've learned that since having a brain tumor, I might be saying words that I don't even know. Like, I asked my fiance for a cup of cancer the other day. I don't want cancer, guys. I want coffee. That's what I want. And I have it, and I haven't even drunk any of my coffee. That didn't happen today either. I noticed issues. I was watching Wednesday for the first time, and I was trying to spell Wednesday, which is ironic, writing it, and I couldn't. And then I tried to spell mandatory, and I couldn't. And like, these are words I do know how to spell, I swear. But my brain just, I kept saying, oh, is this mom brain? I seriously thought it was mom brain, which, by the way, is also interesting because, like I said, my scans were clean in 2018. In 2021, I gave birth to my daughter, and now in 2022, I have a brain tumor. And after doing some research, although brain tumors, especially this one, is rare, they have found a little bit of a correlation to people who get these brain tumors after pregnancy or during it. And so that goes into some interesting, like, hormones or what's it doing, or, I mean, obviously my fear, even though they've told me it's benign, I've heard other stories where they were told that their tumor was benign and it ended up not being after the pathology was done on the tumor. And my tumor was found to be an enhancing lesion, which means that it was photographed, like MRI'd during a state of growth. And so my tumor's small. It is. It's nothing to sneeze at. It's like, here. It is about the circumference of this knitting needle, which I can't see the size of it. But look at my handiwork, guys. I got back into knitting because I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of it because I'm going to have surgery and, you know. So it's small, but it's in a delicate area, resting against the auditory nerve, resting against the vestibular nerve, and resting against possibly, and that's what it said in my case, the facial nerve. And a common side effect and a common complication and a common whatever happens after surgery is that half of the face is paralyzed. So like people can't close their eye, and when they smile, they can't like smile. So the videos of people trying to laugh without smiling might be my future. And I say that with all seriousness. At least, silver lining, I told my older sister this, I can creep her out. Like I will, you know, not smile while laughing and just like look at her with big eyes. At least I've got a sense of humor about it, right? But probably gonna lose my hearing. Bummer. And I might have a lot of issues with balance. Hopefully it's temporary and I can get back to the world again. I mean, best case scenario, getting this tumor out means my life improves, because as of now, I can't stand for long without passing out. And who knows, maybe that is even caused in part by this tumor, because if it's resting against the vestibular nerve, cool! Maybe I'm dizzy from that instead of just dizzy from like standing. The best case scenario. Worst case scenario, I'm paralyzed on half of my face. I have no hearing on that side, which is probably going to end up happening anyway. Yeah. I don't think I've come to terms with that as an outcome quite yet. And it's weird because I'm going through from an experience of feeling overwhelmed by sounds 24/7, which is why I use the hearing aid. Like sounds are just, I just hear everything and it hurts and it's overwhelming. So it's probably going to be a blessing to not have hearing. And yet, I am a musician. I do absolutely love voice acting and making silly voices. And, you know, you've heard me. Even just this video alone should to attest to that, yeah. When I have a brand new brain tumor. It's catchy, right? And my eyelashes all confused. I float. La da da. So, again, haven't met with the neurosurgeon, barely talked to my neuro-ophthalmologist who found the tumor. I saw this neuro-ophthalmologist in Pittsburgh. It was a big old day for me and my family. It was a long day. It was like a 6-hour day of getting all these eye tests, at which point they did find that I had optic nerve degeneration. So there are divots in my optic nerve and they didn't know why. And I was also having seizure-like activity while I was there, because obviously I was there for a long time. So they were going to see me, you know, having my jerking motions, which are still going on, by the way. Main symptoms, let's do that. If it's caused by it, you know, auditory problems. It doesn't seem like my visual problems are related to the brain tumor. He said most likely the optic nerve degeneration is a result from some autoimmune condition, which I do have a few, and then also it could be as simple as a nutritional deficiency, which we know that I had anorexia for years. You know, we know. We know. That's how my channel exists. So we don't, I know I just said we know things, but we don't also know anything. We don't know a thing. I learned that I had a brain tumor when I saw that my doctor tried to call me early and I accidentally answered it, like I was in bed, and I answered it, and I'm afraid of the phone, guys. Not proud. And so I heard him go, hello? And I'm like, and I hung up on him. Tell me you're a millennial without telling me you're a millennial. Anyway, but when I saw that he tried to call and he left a message, like my big old doctor, like the big old neuro-ophthalmologist doctor, I was like, uh-oh. And so I looked at my test results, saw that I had a brain tumor, and was like, giggity. And so then we played phone tag until I finally was able to talk with him, and he said, oh, did you see your test results? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you have a brain tumor. Benign. He said it just like that. So I'm quoting you, doc. And so then he put me in for a referral with a neurosurgeon who is also in Pittsburgh, which that's a whole complicated. I'm nervous about that. I wish I would be in the city I'm in now if I'm having surgery. That way I can recover and I can be around support. But if I go to Pittsburgh, I'm going to be by myself for a couple days for brain surgery. And my daughter's most likely going to be watched by my older sister. And Sean is starting a new job. My fiance, Sean, he's starting a new job at that time. So it's just like a very chaotic moment. Again, I'm probably not getting brain surgery anytime soon. We don't know anything yet. But, you know, I like to be prepared, and my anxiety is an imaginative soul. And my anxiety, has a lot of time on her hands. So that's what we do. That's how we do. Anxiety? What's that? Said caffeine. When I have a brand new brain tumor. Oh, another complication I'm worried about, since we're on the subject. I have seen other people with acoustic neuromas lose their vocal range. Musicians too. So like their vocal range goes on. Okay, I can't even do that now, but anyway. And it goes, and it makes it just kind of stuck in the middle. So I'm gonna sing as much as possible until I can't. When I have a brand new brain tumor and my eyelashes all confused. Another route we could go. I enjoy having a brain tumor. No, I don't. Another route we could go with this brain tumor, because if you don't cut it all out, which is hard to do because it's against the facial nerve and they don't want to paralyze half of your face, so they oftentimes will leave part of the brain tumor in there. It will grow back. It will, could, might, depending on the person, it will grow back. And so oftentimes, sorry, my ear itches. So often they will follow up the surgery for the acoustic neuroma with radiotherapy, radiation therapy. So like treating it like it's a, cancer. Again, the C word. The irony is my fiance, he's a cancer survivor, and tomorrow he has his last appointment at the cancer center where they're gonna say that, yes, officially you are considered in remission. I have a surprise for him, and I was wondering if I should show you, but I'm not going to because it's a surprise, and I'm better at surprises than I used to be, so. Oh! But yeah, I am really happy that I have a brain tumor, guys, because it might be explaining a lot of the things that I've been going through. And it also feels very validating because if you're a woman and you've been in this health system long enough, in the US specifically, you know that there's gonna be a doctor that doesn't take you seriously and it says, oh, it's all in your head. And if you're lucky, like I was, I had a neurologist tell me it was all in my head, which is just hilarious to me because, doc, you work with heads. Oh, I was mad. I complained online and I compared him. I said that he was a rotary phone in a cell phone world. And I stand by that. But maybe if you ask more questions, instead of just looking at a person and saying, you're young, you're articulate, you're fine. I cried in his office. That's all. I don't hold grudges. I'm fine. But yeah, life is actually really good. I've been happier because we've been hanging out with more family. I'm really not taking life for granted right now because we don't know how our lives are going to change in the future, post-surgery and all that. Like, there's some really wonderful things coming up in our lives right now, and I am just stoked and ready for it. But I wanted to make this video. I wanted to share the news, especially if you are now like watching my channel because of my APD video. I'm not saying y'all have brain tumors. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I have one. It's not a tumor. It is. It is. Oh gosh. And I mean, hey, the good news is Erickson Hearing, who I was working with, they gave me new hearing aids. They gave me 2. I have a right-sided one for if I can use it or need to use it in the future. Yeah, I will do a better plug for them later once I know more about what's going on with me. So January 6th, that's when I have my neurosurgeon appointment. I'll probably do an update after that because I kind of want to track this myself. I'm curious for the journey. I know that I have gotten a lot of support and help watching other people's stories. And so if I can do that for people out there too, that's great. If I can do it with a sense of humor, that's also good. If you relate to the sense of humor, I digress. Okay, so then on that note, I should say this, guys, it's been forever. On that note, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned into yourself. All right, bye guys. That took a lot out of me.